Nomura felt guilty after the accident with Rin Onigawara because after that kiss, she had a fever and had to stay at home. He went around asking about her whereabouts to give her an apology gift. After asking her classmates, he knew that she was currently in the girls' dormitory. As for Rin, she still couldn't stop being shocked after that kiss. She was still lying on the bed and thinking about the kiss when suddenly he appeared at the window. She pulled out her sword to hit him but was stopped by him. Due to the fever not over and seeing the person who took her first kiss again, she fainted. Nomura reached out to help her but accidentally unbuttoned her shirt and pinned her down. At that moment, another classmate from the dormitory came in and met that scene. As Megumi was slowly being swallowed by the giant frog, Kazuma was also struggling with other giant frogs. Fortunately, there was someone to help, so he and Megumi escaped from the giant frogs. Kazuma and Megumi return, covered in slimy marks left by the frogs. The two argue over who should use the bathroom first. To gain access to the bathhouse before Kazuma decides to play tricks to defeat Megumi but fails. And then the two decided to take a bath together. After a while, Kazuma thought about why they were taking a bath together when Aqua returned. Panicked, Aqua knew that Kazuma rushed out and used all his remaining strength to block the door but failed. After that, Kazuma was called Loli Neat. Nasame woke up to suddenly find a beautiful girl lying next to him. He panicked and didn't understand what was happening. His friend's ghost teased him. Happy, sleeping next to the hot girl. Then after going downstairs, the beautiful girl seduced him by letting him touch that soft spot. Just when he was putting his hand down, his friend opened the door and saw it all. He hastily explained but it's too late. When Natsuru was invited to the rooftop, the student council president forced him to go on a date with her. He had to mentally prepare for the date with her, and someone happened to overhear their conversation. Finally, the day of the date arrived, and they decided to go to an entertainment center. During the date, the student council president explained and guided Natsuru on how to please a woman, and what he needed to do if he wanted to be her boyfriend. Then they have lunch. Natsuru feels so peaceful when suddenly Bucko feeds him. He refuses but she pushes him down and forces him to eat. After the date, the student council president suggested that he should take her home, but suddenly a girl appeared and kicked Natsuru. She grabbed him by the collar and demanded that he tell the truth. She seemed jealous and thought it was a date between him and the student council president. The student council president seemed indifferent and decided to leave Natsuru with that girl. She lost control due to jealousy and punched Natsuru in the face, calling him a fool. Jiro and Watanabe are arguing at the beach about why he doesn't care about her. Jiro explains because he doesn't want people to see him and her together, leading to misunderstanding. He doesn't want anyone to see him there beside her. Just then he heard the voice of Shiori, whom he secretly loved, so he dragged Watanabe to a nearby dark place to hide. They were hiding in a tight place, one man and one woman, so there was physical contact which caused both of them to blush and make noises that caused Shiori to panic and run away. But with the physical contact with a beautiful girl like Watanabe made Jiro strain and keep himself awake. In the end he fainted from Watanabe's charm. Kazuma and his younger brother are on their way back to the peaceful countryside where his father used to live. They took a bus back to the station to wait for someone to pick them up. There a monkey appeared and snatched away Kazuma's brother's hat, who hurriedly chased the monkey into the forest to get it. After a while of chasing, he got his hat back, but he got lost in the forest. Fortunately, he was discovered by a beautiful girl and led him out of the forest. When he came to a creek, he wanted to jump over it, when he accidentally slipped and fell on her. His lips touched hers after that fall. Right next to it was another girl who accidentally saw that scene. He didn't have time to explain. He chose a stone in the face from the other girl because she thought he was a guy who only knew how to take advantage of girls and wanted to do something bad. After the accident on Mount Natsumi, Takatsuki took care of his wounds. After chatting for a while, Natsumi was surprised to learn that Takatsuki is a demon.
Huh?
Unsurprisingly, Takatsuki told her father was coming back. Natsumi hurriedly picked her up and tried to run away, but her father opened the door to come in and saw him holding her in his arms. At that time, he determined that his life would end here because he approached her without her father's consent. Tsukasa was forced to live with Ayla in an apartment due to company policy. Although it seemed impossible for a man and a woman to live together like that, he had a happy expression on his face. Ayla seemed to have no objections to anyone. After work, she led Tsukasa to the apartment where she lived. Tsukasa was still surprised that he would be living with a beautiful girl like Ayla. In the following days, Tsukasa discovered that she was always depressed when she returned home. Tsukasa was sad and began to ask others how to make her happy and not ignore him anymore. After receiving advice, Tsukasa started to do crazy things to make Ayla happy. Started by showing off his muscles, but he failed completely. He even made noise and the neighbor's girl came over and witnessed his muscles. She looked at him with a disgusted look. On the second try, Tsukasa decided to cook for Ayla but still failed. On the third try, he gave her flowers and even dressed up as a maid, but success still did not come to him. Then Ayla asked him if he wanted tea, but with her unique clumsy personality, she fell when she brought tea to Tsukasa. Tsukasa quickly caught her, but the fall made him lie on top of her. As every day, the neighbor girl saw the scene of him lying on Ayla. With no chance to explain, Tsukasa had to accept the neighbor's girl's wrath. Aki was surprised to see someone outside the second-floor window. He quickly went out to check and found out that it was Ayaka. She told him that she was preparing to fix the roof to withstand the upcoming heavy rain. Then, the two of them climbed up and repaired the roof together. After finishing, they discovered that the staircase had collapsed, and they had no way to go down. They had to wait for someone passing by to help them set up the stairs again. Then it started to rain, and they were still stuck on the roof. Because of the rain, the roof was slippery, causing Aki to slip and fall. Fortunately, Ayaka held him before he hit the ground. At that moment, several other girls saw them hugging each other affectionately. They didn't know what to say about this situation. Rin and his teacher Matsukaze are stuck in a very sensitive position on the subway. Her shirt got stuck in the door of the train and fell off. This morning when she went to work, she didn't wear an undershirt, so he had to do his best to help her fix her loose shirt. He finally succeeded in helping her get her shirt back on but got in big trouble with the police. Naoya was on his way to find Nagisa when he accidentally fell into Shino's bathroom. Here he accidentally found her bathing. Shino didn't care and started asking him, "Are you catching two-handed fish or not?" Being asked the right dilemma, Naoya intends to run away. But no, Shino was determined to ask properly and not let him leave. She grabbed his pants and pulled, insisting that he stay to explain to her what happened. "Are you a promiscuous lover of two people at the same time? And then whatever happens will happen." He fell on Shino as she pulled on his pants. Nagisa and Sake entered. They found Shino lying on top of him with no cloth on his body. Sake slapped him in the face and asked why he went to the bathroom again with his pants down. Masumi was walking tiredly with each step because he had too much work to do. Suddenly a girl came out to invite him with extremely cheerful service, when two of his servants appeared and dragged him away. They dragged him to his room and blamed him for why there were two of them and he still had to find those things. He decided to give him a passionate night, but luckily he used his powers to escape.